What is up, Storm? Welcome back to another episode of Raynday Gaming. Today, you're probably asking yourself the same question I would expect you to be asking if you clicked on this video, and that is, who the hell is T-Series? Why are they about to overtake Pewdiepie as the #1 most subscribed to channel on YouTube? And why does it even matter? Find out now in the breakdown. Pewdiepie versus T-Series. The tale as old as... Wait, hold on. Who the hell is T-Series? I mean, you look at two sides of the coin here, and a lot of people will agree with you, who the heck is T-Series? But if you look at another side of the coin, maybe across the world, people will laugh at you for not knowing this name. It's such a big deal that I'm surprised I've never heard about it before in my entire history of YouTube, and I'm on this platform every single day. And you know what? It's not surprising because the YouTube algorithm has lately been trying to drive people to more of what they already watch, because that will guarantee more watch time, which means more engagement, more ad revenue for both YouTube and its creators. It makes sense, but it means that unless you're actively trying to explore brand new topics or brand new channels, you're gonna just get force-fed similar stuff to what you always watch. Now, when we start talking about T-Series, you will be blown away by what they are and how big they are if you've literally never known the name. However, let's talk about Pewdiepie first, because this is a little bit more of a family-friendly, YouTube-relatable name that most people who are just aware of gaming or aware of content in the first place, aware of Google, will probably have happened across through his multiple years of being successful, the #1 YouTuber, and also the multiple controversies that he's been involved in the last few years. Pewdiepie was accused of making anti-Semitic comments, he was accused of making racially insensitive comments, and he was obviously found guilty. The tape just shows it. The man said the N-word. I ain't hating, I'm just saying that is what it is. The second part about it as well is that he's also gotten into verbal spats with major players in the entertainment industry like J.K. Rowling, famous for the Harry Potter books and movie franchise, and I think this has really elevated him to this kind of social enigma of many people in the normal world who do not pay attention to gaming, who say, Fortnite, yeah, I know games, blah, 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 because their kids play it, associate Pewdiepie with that guy on YouTube. Now, within the gaming industry, if you come outside of it, Pewdiepie is a very big voice in this community. He's been a beacon of creativity. He has been a beacon of, I think, uniqueness and kind of sticking it to the man when a lot of YouTube's policies that weren't very fair or very creator-friendly, at least the way they looked on principle or on the surface, Pewdiepie stood up against those. He's very well known for getting demonetized, for speaking his mind no matter what, and also for maintaining a very down-to-earth approach to content that isn't selling out in the traditional way. And yes, I did use quotation marks when saying selling out. You know, my personal opinion about Pewdiepie is that he's made mistakes. I've liked that he's owned up to them, and I think that a lot of people respect the fact that he is representative of the culture of not giving into YouTube and whatever demand that they make. We all know YouTube as a company can make mistakes. I've been around companies that make mistakes for a long, long time, and YouTube doesn't always get it right. And Pewdiepie, despite being the golden child, the #1 YouTuber, still finds a way to say, nope, not okay. And that, I think, has gotten a lot of fans and a lot of kind of zealousness from his own fan base to continue supporting him no matter what. Which is why when T-Series in October 2018 started to threaten surpassing him in subscribers, the gaming community was not having it. I mean, Pewdiepie is legendary. He's YouTube history. Who the heck is T-Series coming out of nowhere trying to challenge the OG, the guy at the top who's always been at the top, who I felt was always going to be at the top? Well, let me tell you. To put it simply, Pewdiepie has averaged about 1 million subscribers a month, ranging between low months of about 524,000 subscribers to about 855,000 subscribers, dating back all the way to the beginning of 2018. His average view count over the last couple of months as far as monthly views has been 185 to 181 million, so he's right around the 200 million view range. T-Series, yeah, let's see. Their last monthly subscriber count was 4.16 million. You guys want to know how many views T-Series got last month? Yeah, we talked about Pewdiepie having 200 million. They got 2.71 billion. That's 10 Pewdiepie channels. That's 10 Pewdiepies, 10, the best YouTube channel in the world, got 200 million views last month, and they times that number by 10. And that wasn't even their biggest month in the last 2 months. The month before that, in August, 3.1 billion. That's the level of value that T-Series is providing to YouTube. So before we even start to have a discussion about who's actually bigger and why it matters if PewDiePie takes the #1 spot or not, let's get the facts straight. T-Series is by far way bigger than PewDiePie is right now, but that doesn't change why people still want PewDiePie to hold the #1 spot. I believe personally that T-Series is everything that every content creator, every viewer, every person who's followed YouTube in this journey of the adpocalypse, all the way to taking away the rights for people to earn money at the start of their channels, to denying people the ability for their subscribers who they've earned over years and years of work to painstakingly tell them every single day to press that button to subscribe, and they suddenly don't even have a chance to see those videos, not in their recommended, not in their browse, but even in their subscriber feeds. This is the YouTube that people are fighting against. T-Series represents everything that is megalocorp about what YouTube has become. Without going full deep dive, because there's really nothing to deep dive about it, they serve everybody and nobody. They're India's, or one of at least India's, most successful and largest music record labels and film production companies, meaning that every video that they make, every Bollywood movie that has 7 or 8 songs in it, they cut out the songs and they upload those individual songs to YouTube. They take those big hits from their big stars who are a part of that record label and they upload their music videos there. And that's what T-Series is. It's the conglomeration of the population of India, which is 1.35 billion people's kind of taste for the Bollywood popularity, and it's in one place on YouTube. I mean, I think a fair comparison, because if you're not familiar with Bollywood, which is basically India's Hollywood based out of the center of Mumbai, which is a greater part of kind of India's movie scene called Indiewood, where you'll see kind of traditional movies filtered in with musical elements that is very, I think, important and central to the Indian culture, especially of film and cinema. And if you were to compare that to what that would be like if you put it all in one place, it'd be like taking every major movie coming out in 2018 in America, taking all the Marvel films, maybe all of the Academy Award winning films, all the big star names, and then we take all the biggest hits, all of Drake's hits, you take all of Rihanna's hits, you take every single thing, even country western hits that we all know sell a lot but nobody outside of a certain area listens to, and you go and throw those in on one YouTube channel, every music video, every big scene, every trailer, and that's what this is, and that's why it's so dominant in terms of getting views, garnering attention, and being a central focusing point for those members of India and those people who are interested in that scene who start to go and find it on YouTube. Now, you may say people just patting Felix on the butt and saying, hey man, you did the best you could, go ahead to the locker room with your head held high, you know you're going to give this one up, but guess what? He hasn't. In fact, PewDiePie still is gaining more subscribers per day ever since Friday, October 26, 2018, he's been gaining 184,000 subscribers every single day, peaking on Saturday at 361,000 subscribers in an entire day. That is 6 times his daily average, while T-Series is still at a steady 127,000 subscriber daily rate average that hasn't really fluctuated too much. Why with this sudden influx of new subscribers? Well, it's because the gaming community and people, creators like MrBeast, who is known for giving away $75,000 if you win a certain Fortnite game, popping into streamers and donating $10,000 or $50,000 if they complete a challenge or just to make a video about it, has encouraged his subscribers, his fan base, to go and support PewDiePie. And that outreach has actually inspired a lot of other creators and a lot of other members of the gaming community to go ahead and subscribe to PewDiePie to keep him #1. Now, is the gaming community wasting their time? Yes and no. Here's the bigger question. Why do they care so much that he stays #1? And I think it's a bigger question that we raised a little bit of today, that the gaming community and I think a lot of YouTube creators feel that they've been spurned by this exact behavior. A company and a channel that just uploads random videos from things that they're not creating online for the purpose of YouTube and are just kind of refurbishing them for this audience, suddenly better than the #1 YouTuber who's grinded, who's come from nothing, who's created this content every single day and curated it stuff for his fans and what they like to see? That sounds wrong. To a lot of people, that sounds like we're losing the essence of YouTube, where viral videos used to be viral because of who they are and what they were showing, not just because YouTube decided to put it in the top 10 and say, let's make this vlog go viral. I think this is a kind of a stand, and maybe the last stand, that we'll all be able to see as gamers, or maybe even participate in, to what the old YouTube used to mean and where we're going as a bigger society connected by these platforms online. Because when you think about it, we are a global community. The internet has connected us in ways that we've never been connected before. It's created a lot of things, like we can scroll our Twitter feed and suddenly feel depressed after waking up because we see all these things around the world of people succeeding. We're not comparing it to somebody near us. We're seeing the guy who spent 8 years suddenly get what he's worked 8 years for, and he's got $100,000 he's showing off on a video, throwing it out the window, and we're saying, man, I wish I had that kind of money. You know, we're getting exposed to things on a global scale that we never were able to get exposed to before the internet, and now we're getting more and more populations of people who have different things that they care about clashing into the things that we care about. I talked about this in a video past, that in these shootings, in the wake of the violence in America, we need to be more conscious that there are other people in this world and that are caring about things that we don't, and that's not bad. It's just the way the world is. When you travel, and I was lucky enough to travel my entire life playing soccer and traveling and playing at UCLA and getting drafted to DC United, that I've had this experience of seeing other cultures, playing with other people who didn't speak my language, traveling the world to Japan and Italy and Argentina and Brazil and England and France and all of these places, to just see that the world has these unique looks and these unique ways of living, and they're not worse, they're not better, they're just different. And we sometimes want a baguette in the morning and somebody wants a cheeseburger in the afternoon. It doesn't mean that there has to be a clash of interests, but that's what we are kind of, I think, holding on to here in this type of battle. And maybe a different way to look at it is that it's cool that we're seeing this influx of new cares, new thoughts, and maybe a new way of doing things, a new way of things that are changing the way we've constantly perceived our world, and will hopefully bring us all together. I'm purposely of a mind to raise the question, does this really signify the end of YouTube, or maybe the beginning of something that isn't what we've seen before, but something that could be fantastic for all of us? Maybe this is the way where content creators who are typically exposed to, you know, Western culture, maybe even Southern culture, maybe Northern culture, maybe European culture, can now expand to a whole different continent and a whole different world by having access to people who now are getting exposed to stuff that really relates to them, even if it's halfway across the globe. I in no way think that there's a right or wrong way to handle this, but I do think that this is a showcase of some of the frustrations and the final stand of our YouTube community, and saying that we want those guys who put out daily content, who are unique, who don't fall into the traps of just play Fortnite because that's all you can do to really get trending and get 2 million views a video today. And I think PewDiePie represents that for us, but I think it's also important to know that there's access to a world that maybe we haven't considered there is access to. And maybe to really achieve our dreams and our goals is to be more aware of that world and to work within it and not ignore it or try to beat it, but to welcome it and see how we can succeed within that greater perspective of our lives. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. At the end of the day, YouTube is a space that, yes, is dominated by gamers and still will be, because of the length of the content that most games require and just the plethora of people who have started in gaming and have roots here on this platform. But YouTube is also growing. It's opening itself up to a more national audience. You see things like YouTube TV having the chance to grab people for the World Series, or for big Laker games, or for big national broadcast football games like Brady and Aaron Rodgers going up against each other. These are the things that YouTube hopes. They want to bring a bigger audience in America, a wider, more casual audience, and especially a global audience. This should remind us all that everyone in this world is getting more and more connected through these platforms that we call home, and that if you want to really make it big, you probably have to start catering your content to be seen by multiple people from all over the world. If you don't, that's cool. I mean, I do my thing, but I think it's really amazing to see T-Series doing what they're doing right now and showing how big this world actually is, maybe even bigger than a lot of us thought. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment. Let me know your thoughts on whether you think T-Series beating PewDiePie is okay, or if you like the fact that PewDiePie's been holding on for the last bit of just breath that he can have. The claws clenched at the edge of trying to stay at that #1 spot. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.